There's a really great comment in the book about the mum factor, and about what that means, which I think is really helpful. So hopefully everyone else will. But yeah, I'd love to know a bit more about that.
Okay, well, the mum factor is basically my mum. If she was, basically my mum represents the audience, and all she cares about is what's the story, and is she engaged. So she doesn't care about kit. She doesn't care that you shot at 4K. She doesn't care what you cut it on. She doesn't care about your shot, which is a homage to that, 50s movie, French, whatever. She doesn't care. And I think sometimes we can get hung up as filmmakers on that, and also we can get hung up on, like I was working with a DP a couple of years ago where the light coming in the room, realistically, the light wouldn't hit the actor's face where they were positioned. And I said, well, you know what, let's cheat the light's coming through the window behind them, but we could cheat the light source round a little bit so it catches their face. And it makes the actor look good. And the DP was like, well, that's not what's happening. The light, that's not realistic. The light is coming from this side. And it's like, well, look, you're talking degrees here. You could cheat the light round so it hits the actor's face, because it's very flat otherwise. And that's a mum factor. My mum wouldn't care.
Yeah.
She's not going to know. She's going to go, well, there's light in the room. As long as the light's kind of colour-wise, it's consistent. It's not like you're adding this red light on her face or his face, and it's like, well, where's that coming from? But as long as the actor looks good, it doesn't matter. And you can do, we get student filmmakers get hung up on crossing the line and all this kind of stuff, and all these technical things. But you go, is the story good? My mum has never watched a film and said, I hated it, it was really boring, but at least the lighting was correct and geographically to the location that they filmed it in, and they shot on Ari Primes. She's never said that to me. I would be very surprised if she did.
She might now that she's like, listen to you talk about
we're on zoom lenses, not primes. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So the light in the room, all that matters is it engaging? Is it a good story?
Because I guess you need to remember who your audience is. It's not going to be like a room full of people that are really technical.
No, and also even if it is, it doesn't matter. It's about, and it's getting hung up like that or worrying about the light. You're avoiding the opportunity, or you're missing the opportunity to create some really interesting images and really something. And it's just not all about aesthetics necessarily. But if your actor looks good, the audience enjoys what they're watching, they're not necessarily going to say, well, hang on a minute, that light isn't right.